My credit score was not great when I started learning about money. It was really low, but some of the things that I did in the last few years have really improved it. And after refinancing my mortgage and refinancing the Parent Plus loans into my own name, I've realized that when you have bad credit, you get denied for a lot of opportunities. I am more convinced than ever that you should not ignore credit, because having a bad credit score can stop you from getting a good rate on your mortgage. It can stop you from renting certain apartments. It can stop you from getting certain jobs. Having a good credit score is just a part of living in the world that we're currently in. So ignoring it and trying to be countercultural just ends up hurting a lot of people more than learning how to use credit responsibly ever does. You don't necessarily have to go into debt and hurt your life by having debt in order to have good credit. So I want to start talking more about how to build a credit score and use credit responsibly so that you have a good credit score. In the personal finance world, people get very feisty and very convinced that their way is the only way. But I've seen that in the real world, where I live and where my family lives and my friends live, having a good credit score is very important. And I've watched a lot of friends struggle to buy a home because they have a bad credit score. And I've watched some pay 20% on car loans just because they needed a car, but because they had bad credit, they couldn't get a good rate. When you have bad credit, you are penalized in a way that people with good credit like me aren't. I get really good rates and I get good deals, and I never get denied for things because of a credit score. So I want to share the things that I've learned and that I have found out and discovered and just read about on how to improve your credit score and how to build your credit score so that you aren't left out of what other people with good credit scores get. Just because my credit score is over 820 doesn't mean that I deserve these things more than anyone else. And credit is just a game. There are factors that you can use to improve your credit score. So I'm going to start talking about some of these. The unfortunate reality is that credit scores matter in the world that we live in, and you are judged by banks, mortgage lenders, employers based on your credit score. So ignoring your credit score and pretending it doesn't matter at all and you can do everything the same way without a credit score is not reality. It's not the way to go. It takes so much extra work to prove that you are worthy of being given credit when you don't have a credit score that it's almost not worth even bothering. Good credit is a tool that can open up doors in life. It is something that can save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on big products like a mortgage where you need to have a credit score. Here are a few reasons why having a good credit score matters. 1, good credit will get you better financing with a lower interest rate when you do need to make a large purchase that you have to finance. 2, good credit means that you will pay less overall because that low interest rate will mean that you pay less interest over the life of the loan that you've taken out. 3, buying a home generally requires that you have a credit score with most lenders. Not very many can underwrite a loan manually, and having a good credit score will get you the best loan that you possibly can. The better your credit score, the more mortgage loan options that are open to you. Certain loans will not take you if you have a credit score under a certain level. Also, bad credit can stop you from getting certain jobs. It can stop you from renting certain apartments where you have to have at least a 700 to get into certain apartments. Having bad credit can stop you from buying a home at all because you can't get financing for a home if you have really bad credit. Even FHA loans have minimums, and recently with all of the financial instability in our world, those minimums have gone up. So having good credit is something that you need to focus on because getting into a home has a minimum level of credit. And if you're below that, you literally can't get financing for a home and you'll be stuck renting long term until you fix that. Your credit score can affect your ability to rent certain apartments. So you might not be able to rent apartments that you want because you are unable to share that you have a good credit score. Some apartments won't even let you rent there if you have under a 700 credit score. So having good credit not only gets you a home loan, but it also gets you into certain apartments. And the final reason that credit matters is because having good credit can actually get you certain jobs, and certain jobs check your credit to determine whether or not you're credit worthy and if you have anything in your background that would make you a risk to them financially. So having good credit also helps you be able to apply for more jobs and have more opportunities in your career. So clearly credit matters on a variety of levels, and pretending that it doesn't matter and it only affects one thing or it doesn't affect anything at all is really just not an option for most of us. So instead we have to look at credit and how it works and how we can use it responsibly to better our lives. The good news here is that credit is something that we can work on and that we can build and that we can fix past mistakes. So there is a way to improve your credit, and it does take time and it does take work, but it is something that you can work on and improve and make better. So you can get all the access in the world to the things that are better products and services and just opportunities for you. I realized early on that my credit mattered, so I made sure that I did all of the things right, and having good credit has really paid off for us. For me, having a really good credit score has given me options for refinancing that are giving me really low rates that other people can't get. I can refinance student loans that are 8.5% into loans that are near 3%, but the person that had the loans has a bad credit score and she couldn't get refinancing because her credit was bad. So you are actually penalized and given a harder, more expensive road when you don't have good credit. I would like to say that I personally think the system is really unfair and I don't like it, but I recognize that I personally am not going to be able to change it. So instead, I am just going to work with what we have and teach people how to do things responsibly and find ways to work around the system to get the best options that they have. In the end, having a really good credit score allowed us to get our most recent refinance on our mortgage, and that is going to save us tens of thousands of dollars over the life of that loan. So having good credit can save you more money than really any penny pinching can do, because your home is going to generally be the biggest purchase that you make in your lifetime, or the multiple homes that you buy in that time. Those are going to be the biggest purchases where you can either save or lose the most amount of money. So maybe you don't necessarily want to cut out your lattes or do these really frugal things, but by improving your credit score and handling money and credit responsibly, you can save so much money on things like mortgages and car loans. So honestly, in the long run, doing things like handling credit responsibly will save you more than doing the little things. So I hope you really think about how credit can help you, and stay tuned for more videos in this series. We will be talking about how to improve your credit score, the things that you can actually tangibly do, as well as walk through how we use credit cards without ever going into credit card debt and without ever feeling like we're using them irresponsibly or worried about the fact that we have credit cards. So I hope you stay tuned. I love to make this video and I really like talking about credit because it's something that affects all of our lives so much, and then a lot of us pretend that it doesn't until we really need it. So I hope you stay tuned for this series. I'm really excited about it. Thank you for watching, and check out this next video. It is all about how to actually improve your credit score. And I know that if you are working on improving your credit score, you are really going to love it.